Imagine if your brain could literally print money, not by working harder, but by thinking differently. Billionaires don't have a special gene. They've mastered a hidden mental trick that rewires their brain to attract wealth, spot opportunities others miss, and stay calm in chaos. What if I told you this same billionaire brain hack is something you can train too? Have you ever noticed how billionaires seem eerily calm when everything is collapsing? Markets crash, companies burn, billions vanish, yet they stay still, almost peaceful. That calm isn't luck. It's training. It's a mental code they've built through years of rewiring how their brain reacts to pressure, fear, and opportunity. See, the average person's brain is wired for survival. We chase safety, avoid discomfort, and crave instant rewards. But the billionaire's brain? It's wired for leverage. They've taught their mind to see chaos as a signal, not a threat, to find order in uncertainty. While most people think, what if I lose? They ask, what can I learn if I lose? That single difference turns fear into data and doubt into direction. Every time they make a decision, their brain runs a silent process. Pause, analyze, act, adapt. No emotion, no panic, just pattern recognition. This ability doesn't come from birth. It comes from repetition, from constantly pushing their comfort zone until fear becomes familiar. And that's where the hidden code starts to appear, because beneath every billionaire's success lies one thing most people never master: the ability to control what their mind pays attention to. Fear is the most expensive emotion in the world. It kills more dreams, ideas, and opportunities than failure ever could. But here's the twist. Billionaires don't eliminate fear. They leverage it. When their mind senses danger, a risky investment, a global crisis, a bold idea, their brain doesn't scream run. It whispers analyze. Instead of reacting emotionally, they slow time down. They step back, detach, and ask, what exactly am I afraid of and what data am I missing? That's not motivation talk. It's neuroscience. Fear activates the amygdala, the part of the brain responsible for survival. Most people let it hijack their decisions, but billionaires build mental habits that send that fear signal straight to the prefrontal cortex, the logic center. They've trained their mind to translate emotion into information. That's why when others freeze, they move. When others panic sell, they buy. When others quit, they pause, observe, and pivot. They treat emotions like employees, useful but never in charge. Every feeling gets questioned before it gets obeyed. And with every decision made in control, their confidence compounds. Because the more you master your reactions, the less the world can control you. And once fear is under control, something else starts to happen. A deeper rewiring begins, one that shapes how billionaires think automatically. At some point, billionaire thinking stops being a conscious effort. It becomes instinct. Their brain doesn't just know how to create wealth, it automatically gravitates toward it. This is what psychologists call neural conditioning, turning thoughts into reflexes. Every decision, every risk, every failure, it's all data feeding into the subconscious. And over time, that data reshapes their mental wiring. Where most people's subconscious screams, avoid risk, the billionaire's whispers, calculate it. Where most minds think, I need more money, theirs thinks, I need more systems. That subtle shift rewires everything. They stop chasing money and start designing environments where money naturally flows. The subconscious begins to seek leverage instead of labor. People, technology, timing, and ideas that multiply effort instead of adding it. This is why billionaires make decisions in seconds that others debate for years. Their subconscious has already run the simulation thousands of times before. The pattern is familiar, the instinct is trained, and hesitation disappears. You could call it intuition, but it's really mental automation. And this automation isn't luck. It's built through repetition, discipline, and reflection, because once your mind learns that wealth is a pattern, it starts finding those patterns everywhere. Every billionaire lives inside a mental loop, a repeating cycle that quietly prints money. It starts with a thought, turns into action, produces a result, and then loops back into reflection. But what makes this loop powerful isn't the process, it's the awareness behind it. Most people act without observing how their thoughts shape outcomes. Billionaires obsess over it. They study their reactions, their failures, their patterns, as if their own mind were a company they're managing. Think of it like this. When an idea appears, an ordinary person asks, "Will this work?" A billionaire asks, "How can I make this work?" That one mental adjustment, from doubt to design, flips the feedback loop from passive to productive. Every mistake becomes a data point. Every success becomes a system. Every loss becomes a lesson that sharpens the next decision. That's why they grow exponentially while others grow linearly. Their brain isn't chasing money. It's refining patterns that generate it. The real printing press isn't their business or their network. It's their ability to learn faster than others. They run mental audits the way others check bank balances. They don't ask, "Did I fail?" They ask, "What signal did that failure just reveal?" And that's how one loop, thought, action, reflection, becomes a compounding machine. If there's one skill that separates billionaires from everyone else, it's pattern recognition. They don't just see numbers, trends, or charts. They feel the rhythm of opportunity before it becomes obvious to the world. Their brain has been trained to detect repeating behaviors in people, markets, and even in themselves. This skill grows from emotional distance. While most people get lost in excitement or panic, billionaires step back and watch. They observe cause and effect with cold precision. It's not that they don't feel emotions, it's that they've learned when not to listen to them. When a company fails, they don't crumble, they extract patterns. When markets shift, they don't react, they adjust. And when something succeeds, they don't celebrate too long, they replicate the structure behind it. That's how mindset becomes measurable wealth. Every insight becomes a principle. Every principle becomes a process. And every process, once refined, scales into millions or billions. They treat their thoughts like assets, tracking them, testing them, and reinvesting in the ones that produce returns. To the outside world, it looks like luck, but in truth, it's structured thinking. A disciplined emotional detachment that allows them to act with clarity when everyone else is clouded by chaos. Because the moment you master your emotions, you gain access to the world's most valuable currency, clarity. Now that you know how billionaires train their brain to think, the real question is, how do you start doing it? The truth is, this money-printing mindset isn't about owning a company or having millions in the bank. It's about training your brain to respond to the world differently. Here's how it begins. Step 1. Awareness. Catch your thoughts in real time. When your mind says, "I can't," pause and reframe it to, "What would make this possible?" That single reframe shifts you from emotion to strategy. Step 2. Reflection. Every night, run a billionaire-style audit. What went wrong today? What worked? What did I learn? Don't judge the results, just record the patterns. Your brain will start spotting them faster each time. Step 3. Repetition. Every thought repeated becomes a command to your subconscious. Every command repeated becomes instinct. And instinct over time turns into automatic action. The same reflex billionaires rely on. The secret isn't speed, it's consistency. Because when your thinking compounds, your reality shifts, quietly, powerfully, and permanently. That's the real mental trick. You don't chase wealth. You become the kind of mind that attracts it. So what have we really uncovered today? Beneath the surface of billionaire lifestyles, the jets, the companies, the empires, lies something far more powerful. A trained mind. They don't chase wealth. They design it, thought by thought, loop by loop. Every decision, every emotion, every fear is filtered through control. They've learned the ultimate skill, mastering their inner world before trying to conquer the outer one. And that's where most people get it backward. We try to change our circumstances without changing the mind that created them. But the truth is, money isn't printed by machines, it's printed by mental patterns. And those patterns can be rewritten by anyone willing to see differently, think differently, and act with clarity instead of chaos. Because once your brain learns that wealth is not a number, it's a mindset, you start to realize something life-changing. You don't need to be a billionaire to think like one. But if you think like one long enough, your reality starts to follow. Now it's your turn. What part of a billionaire's psychology do you want to explore next? Comment below and don't forget to subscribe to ZINRA, where we decode the hidden psychology of the world's most powerful minds.